play some. There you go.
WIIFTBP.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji.
You know, maids can also
We
cut it
believe
out
black
too.
is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
What's good? You back down on the soil rocking with the bigs on What's in It for the Black People Media.
And yo, my music is addictive to the user. I let the rush soothe them, they tune in, then I school them. They said, homie, this shit ain't real, it's just illusions used to fool men, women and child to confusion. Start running wild, changing views when niggas think they winning when they losing. Caught up in movements, moving foolish, letting life fool them, betting they life losing, trying to better their life and vice moving, cruising, grabbing clicks and cruising, bagging chicks and dudes off tips with slick maneuvers, turn OGs to broke thieves and hungry crooks. Stand sideways, my way giving me funny looks. That's why I hide my money in books. They scared to learn, allergic to words, swerving towards murderous curves. In the dark, working the curve. I'ma still shine cause I'm the light and I'ma burn to my purpose to serve. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Pussy on the brain, T-bone steaks, a pint of dog, light in the jaw, pushing cane on the paper, writing bars. Lines are similar, the scars that run deep. I've been involved in the race since the beginning, running these streets like Kenyans when it was dark with no heat. Used to spar with the stars before I nod to sleep. I hardly speak, it's hard for me, but all I see from the broads and the cars on this darkest street, parts of me from the heart is hard. And Mars was deep, starving for the part when we would start to eat. Since Marvin argued deep with an armory of harmony, charm in my father's feet, calm them, alcoholic talking, constantly walking through the valley with his arms on me. I've been here since life in itself, good versus evil in the hood with my people fight myself. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Quiet is kept, my words kept, miners and vets, higher than pilots and jets, behind the sirens and tech, shorties crying out west. It's been a war going on since Osiris and Set, before man acquired the text, written in stone on walls. It's all laws and the signs of command of how society slept in the eyes of the best. The science of life and dying, the desires of flesh. We lost while we floss the boss side of the checks, while we all buying the best. Diamond shines on our necks, wet with blinding effects, the kind that remind me of blinding baguettes. In a timepiece, then a time lead, make time freeze, live and direct. In 60 seconds, time me, it's hardly a heartbeat. A heartbeat, a thing that separates my mind and my flesh, rewinding my steps to where I first started. I'm God, knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science.
WIIFTBP.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin. Let's begin now.
on the soil. Some quick technical difficulties that we were able to solve, but we are back down on the soil, Gino. I don't know what may have caused it. I feel like letting the GDs in the door may have caused the problem, but we are back like we never left.
Man, my bad.
No, not your bad. Like, who would have known that was backed by a major record label? Shout out to Virgin, whoever they have in Chicago. Who knows where this A&R found this guy? But
it says this record is being distributed by Virgin Records.
Probably the most shocking news of the day, because I was for sure ready to just chalk this up to another YouTube sensation. The major Virgin record labels is like, does that take away some of the luster from that record? It's like,
no, that
makes
that
it even wrong.
Yeah,
okay, I feel that.
That puts some more oomph behind it. But yeah, man. So the GDs are now, I guess he said the GDs are up 100 points. If you're in the streets and you're familiar with Chicago street slang, then you know what that means. If you're not, I'm not going to expand on it.
Exactly.
I'm going to leave that alone. So in other news, how about we talk about our girl, Sha'Carri Richardson?
Definitely, Gino. Probably the hottest story in sports over the last few days. People, they were getting ready to support her in Tokyo for the Olympics. But, the Olympics had to swoop in and do the drug test. And unfortunately, her pee came up a little dirty. And unfortunately, she will not be participating in the 100-meter race in the Olympics, which is what everybody was looking forward to her participating in. If you win that, you get the title of fastest woman alive. So, Gino, of course, I feel like you know how I feel about this situation before even talking about it. I hate the fact that it was the marijuana piss test that chalked her up, because me and my guys, we consider ourselves real smokers or whatnot. We got one rule. We don't fail piss tests. You don't fail the drug test.
She should have used a Wizardinator.
A Wizardinator, one of her clean cousins. But you know what, Gino? I feel like the story of this situation is how she handled it. Before I got a chance to, really dive into what was going on, I was watching Good Morning America, and she was on there pretty much, being the source, getting in front of the story herself and taking responsibility, and said straight up, I flamed up after the press conference when this media member took it upon himself to, give me news that I didn't even, that I didn't know of. And it was the fact that her biological mother had passed away. And
a month before?
Yeah, a month before, and she didn't know. And she said in order to deal with that stress and that shocking news, she flamed up a little bit. And who could blame her? Who could blame her? Anybody that, has lost a parent knows that that's something that is hard to deal with sober. And I don't even want to say it that way because, but nobody's blaming you for rolling up after you get that news. It's just the fact that she was in the situation she was in, trying to do the things she was trying to do. And I was happy that she didn't come out like, oh, I'm appealing it. We should be taken off the banned substance list. Is because that's a Captain Obvious stance. Like, of course, we should be taken off the banned substance. We've been fighting this fight for years. But you knew Tokyo was right around the corner.
And them people are not playing about
no, man.
If you know anything about Japan.
Talk real
China, Japan, Asia, wherever you talking about over there, they are not playing with no weed.
People complain about taking a drug test before they get a job, but at least you know that drug test is coming, G. You're talking about some of the most random drug tests around. Yeah, I'll wake up, I'm feeling good. Next thing you know, go ahead and drop that right now. You know what I mean?
Like not now, but right now.
Yeah, right now in front of us. So, unfortunately, she will not be running. I personally think that she didn't have to win any races to be to be our champion, to be that girl. We saw what she's capable of. And I for one, don't want to give the Olympics that much power, because when you start to look at the big picture, how many black women have they banned over the last couple of weeks? Have you seen the story where I hate that I don't know her?
The hair,
Where she got, the hair, the banning of the swim caps for natural black hair. And then you got the runner who got a 5-year ban because she missed the drug test.
Right.
2 days after having an abortion.
She had the abortion, right.
And honestly, bro, just that statement alone, she had to tell these people, I couldn't take the drug test because I had an abortion.
I had to recover.
When you go into why she even
I
had
don't
the
have
abortion,
I should.
It's because she's an athlete trying to compete.
Trying to get there, right.
You know what I mean? And she couldn't take 9 months.
Right.
And she gets a 5-year ban.
5 years.
Starting to, we say if it looks like a cat, smells like a cat, must be a cat. Bruh, what does the Olympics have against black women flourishing? And I talked about Steven Jackson, and he had a video on Sha'Carri that I thought was great. He was like, if they don't let her run, all the black athletes should back out and let the Olympics see what it's like without us.
Yeah, right.
100%. Yeah, right. But then when you start to look, they even drop rules for protesting. What you're allowed to do if you decide to protest. I'm like, it's like how many times we got to say it's not a protest if we got to abide by rules.
Right.
So the Olympics is kind of it's tweaking, but it's the Olympics. I mean, they run to a different city every 4 years, destroy it, then leave. Go look at the Real Sports segment where they talk about the state of the last 4 places of the Olympics, like extreme poverty. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So she's the last tweet I saw from Sha'Carri was that, I'm sorry I can't be your Tokyo Olympic champion, but I'll be your world champion.
I'll be your world champion
next year. And I love the mindset. I love the competitive nature of it. But she didn't have to do none of that to prove to us that she's cold.
But she can compete. She just can't compete.
She's on a 30-day ban, and the 100-meter races within that time span, she'll be eligible for the relays.
Right. Okay.
So she has the opportunity to win some Olympic gold.
No, I'm with you. I'm glad that she, took responsibility because she knew. Mm-hmm. But also, the U.S. doping agency is like, come on, bro, it's weed.
It's
weed.
Weed
is not a performance-enhancing drug.
Like Seth Rogen, the actor, he said if weed was performance-enhancing, he'd be FloJo. It's like if weed made me faster, I'm Michael Johnson out here, okay? I'm running with Usain, okay? So come on, man. And I feel like you keep that. The only reason you keep that intact is because your black athletes are rolling up, or at least want to roll up.
Right. Everybody's rolling.
Yeah, everybody's rolling up, G. And let's not do cocaine tests for some of those Olympic officials.
Methamphetamine.
Exactly, bruh. Speaking of drug tests, and of course I got to go off topic real quick. The last time I took a drug test was for WGN when I got hired as an account executive. And the reason I bring it up is because I didn't know until like 5 months later when the rest of the company found out that I smoked weed, because my boss had to get in my car.
Oh, yeah, you tell me that story.
And he got in, and in front of me, everything was copacetic. The next day, he gets back to the office and tells all the younger cats, y'all been in Terrence's car, is smoked out. And I'm like, yeah, nigga, I know my car is smoked out. When you said you wanted to get in, first thing I thought was,
like, hey, man,
this mug is going to get introduced to the real Terrence. And I was like, knowing me, I'm like, forget it. So, but in that situation, one of the things I found out is that in the period where I was hired, where 2 other guys were hired, a cat that was 1 year younger than me, and then an older guy, somebody was like my dad's age. And they were both white. Neither one of them took drug tests, Gino.
You surprised? Well, I know you're not surprised now.
Time.
Right.
I'm like, gee, y'all just gonna drug test me?
Right.
And I'm the only one y'all drug test?
You probably came into the building smelling like a treat, and little did you know, you probably tried to spray some cologne. You probably smoked the L on the way.
See, Gino,
spray some cologne or put some oils on, raise the windows down, and thought you was good.
See, Gene, I took for that very reason. I took the Metro to my job interview.
But
Like,
you smoked before you got on the Metro.
Nope. I had bro drop me off at the Metro. It was
So
no
y'all
weed in the
smoked
air.
on the way to the Metro.
We saved the libations for the rebound.
Okay.
This was the
Smart.
victory, Jay.
Smart.
After you have a good interview, we gonna spark this. You know what I mean?
That's
Drop me
smart.
off at the train.
You
So
didn't
I'm sitting
smoke.
next to common folk.
You didn't smoke?
I was completely land loving. I was on solid ground. You feel me? Now drive before that maybe, but I was working in Rosemont before I got this job. Like I desperately wanted something else. Like I was like, I
it's
cut
trek.
off the smoke, whatever.
3-hour trek. Daily
Come on,
trek.
G. It was too much. But when I found out that I was the only one that took a drug test, I asked my boss about it, and of course he played the stupid dumb role. What? Really? Wow, I didn't even know they required drug
Man, I'll
tests.
smack you.
I'm like, bruh. Because at that point, you know what I mean, I had smoked with everybody at the office. So, yeah.
Shout out to Watts, man. That's all I gotta say about
The big homie.
about me taking drug tests.
Oh, yeah. But that's the number one rule on the set. Like, we pass drug tests on this
Yeah,
side.
man. However you gotta do it, man. You got to pass your drug test. It's too many finesses out here. Like, I think people think that the term finesse has become really popular.
Yeah, you think it's like people think that it's scamming. It's like, no, it's not the same.
Yeah, scamming
It's
and
gotta kinda
finessing are
turn
two
something into
different
nothing.
things. Yeah, man. So the finesse has been.
You got when it looks like it's no way, you're gonna find a
gotta
way.
make
That's
a
the
way.
finesse.
Yeah, man.
But then on the same spectrum, you know, it gets tougher and tougher to find people who don't indulge. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, where can you find something clean? And you start looking at the cheering, and it's like, and then you get to a point where you're looking at them like, okay, you ain't been smoking, have you? I don't know what it's like to be, you know, a young kid in 2021, but I know the things that I've heard, kids are doing things that you know what I mean, at least when I was 12 and 13, weren't in the realm of things being done on a large scale. Of course, you had one or two people that was going off and doing whatever, but I feel like, like the masses of young people either like know all about marijuana and rolling up and all of that kind of stuff. And I know it's in music. I know Wiz, this is like the post-Wiz era where it was in every video. But it's still kind of crazy to see with my brothers who are teachers come back and they tell me about the things kids did with weed in grammar school. I'm like, bro, they had it in 6th, 7th grade, like coming smelling like bud.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine a 13 years old.
Oh, bruh. Roll up. I keep one rolled. I'm like, them was the philosophies I adopted at 21, 22. You know, and here y'all are like 10 years, you know, under me.
Social media it out, man.
So social media it out, G. That's what. Tell these people on social media, you may be arguing with a 12-year-old.
Hey, man.
You may be arguing with an adolescent, bruh.
You was about to take me down a rabbit hole, but I'm not going to even go there about arguing with people on social media. I think DJ needs to take us to our first and only break of the day. And when we come back on the other side, man, we're going to talk a little Major League Baseball. We got two teams that I don't know what's going on with our teams right now.
Yeah.
Know.
They've kind of went like this on the path. Went their own separate ways.
Yeah, man.
You need them to come back home.
Yeah, we gonna talk a little baseball. Major League Baseball All-Star announcements were given yesterday. I don't know no White Sox, huh? No White Sox in the All-Star game?
Yeah, we got 3.
Okay.
We got
the
Rodon.
reserves.
Yeah, we
Okay.
got Rodon, Lance Lynn, all pitchers.
Okay.
And Liam Hendricks. No bats, even though I would have been cool if Yohan got in. I think even our boy Yasmani could have gotten in, but I'm not mad at the 3. We'll talk about it, though.
Okay, yeah. Both sides got a couple All-Star picks. NBA playoffs start tomorrow. Are they in Phoenix or are they in Milwaukee? Starting in Phoenix?
Phoenix, they're
starting in Phoenix.
So who had the best record in the league?
Phoenix was number 2 in the West.
Okay, 76ers, okay.
So it was the 76ers.
Yeah.
Then the Nets, then the Bucks.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So starting in Phoenix. So
all right, we'll see, because I got some questions for my boy Giannis.
all right, man. Take us to break, DJ. We'll be right back. You're on the soil with the bigs.
WIIFTBP.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
We fun guy.
What's tomorrow?
Fun guy, what's up, baby?
What it do, baby?
Yeah, you already know.
What's going on, Chicago? What's in it for the Black People Media presents?
I want to go higher. Oh, my God.
Call your sons, call your daughters, call your friends, call your neighbors.
The Bigs, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. with Eugene, McIntosh, and Terrence Tomlin. We got what you need right here on What's in it for the Black People Media.
You're listening to The Bigs with Eugene, McIntosh, and Terrence Tomlin.
He's bare-chested, baby.
Right here on What's in it for the Black People Media.
Chances make champions. On the solid, I'm a problem, you can't disregard me. Got some bottles and exotic, with your bitch we slotted. I be with goblins, keep some Glocks, we ain't boxing or arguing. No pocket watching, only focus on what's in your wallet. Foot on they necks, I'm a stepper, I apply that pressure. The mob be with me through whatever, we grew up aggressive. Better keep your bitch on the leash, or I bet I catch her. She give me brain like professors, that hoe extra clever. All she get is dick and refreshments, don't ask extra questions. We in the party with some weapons, keep yourself together. We hot, dog, Christian owners, yeah, we came with relish. Make it rain on the dancers, fucked around and changed the weather. Me and my brother know how to maneuver, been in it too long, bitch, we know what we doing. Get off them drugs and turn in the bull. Whole gang off the yang, we rolling, we groovy. Lord in here tweaking on all kind of bullshit, he clutching the 40, he know how to use it. Them hoes just peoples that slid in between us, they happy to meet us. You know they be choosing. Yeah, we get to the money usually. The fuck are you doing? All that playing tough just to get stumped. The fuck are you proving? Call my homie Quan, shorty low, he pulled up in some foolish. He say them drugs been doing the U-Haul, constantly moving. Saucy, big drip on me like a faucet. I'm awesome, hot as coffee, slick talker. I can't keep these hoes up on me. Hit the bank, make a deposit, names look salty, must feel awful. Hit the bank, make a withdrawal, walk out, pockets bulky. No, the ops don't want no problems, they maneuver real cautious. We keep them pistols at unreach, get you folded like laundry off them drugs. I'm a zombie, fuck a bitch till she exhausted. Whole section full of bosses, y'all just watch them call it.
We are back on the soil. What's going on, Gino?
Chilling like a villain, man. If I was, what's the?
If I was feeling any better,
I'd sell myself.
Shout out to Herb.
Shout out to the brothers, man. Herb and two. I said what I said. I don't know if they going live today. They might have taken the day off, but if they are, catch them 1 to 3.
I'm pretty sure they getting busy. Pretty sure they getting busy today.
I know they got a lot to talk about, so I will be in tune. Shout out to my boy Sadiq. I whooped his ass yesterday twice in the one-on-one.
Why Terrell ended up telling me about it? I didn't even see it till he told me about it.
Yeah, Maze was in there recording.
Oh, bruh.
Yeah, it was cool, but yeah, Sadiq.
People got to stop testing you, Gino. I feel like
I was broke. I mean, I hooped with DJ a couple weeks ago, so DJ saw how I got down. But yesterday, I was just going through the motions, really. We was playing a
Sunday
half
morning
3-on-3. Yeah, I was just chilling. But then Sadiq wanted to,
up the
challenge me to a one-on-one in front of everybody while Maze was recording. So I had to treat him real quick. 11 to 2.
Card.
11 to 0.
Now, how does Sadiq? How does Sadiq get 2?
I let him score.
Sadiq, man, if you want the rematch, let me know. I'll set it up.
Sadiq was out there like Rick Mahorn, though, man. He was playing 87 Pistons basketball.
Oh,
man.
yeah. You was going to know he was there. Oh, yeah.
Elbow
in your back.
Talking about I need to feel some of this body.
A little nudge right before you go for the board.
All jump shots.
All jump shots. So did you give him room? Just let him shoot?
Oh, yeah. I was stepping off. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm living with that. We played a 3-on-3 with him and his son, and Sadiq knocked one down from deep.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, I told Sadiq, man, you got whatever, man, but just know that you're not winning this one-on-one. So, but it was all good, man. So shout out to Sadiq. He's
definitely shout out to Sadiq.
We under the act today, so he's gonna come through the crib and give me a couple
you got
cooking
the cooking
today
lesson.
is part 2 or 3.
Oh yeah. So what dishes are you?
I'm not sure. I told him something with some pasta, and then I forgot what else I told him. But really, I'm just up in the air. It don't matter. Just show me how to get down.
Definitely 3 days in to my transition over to being a vegan, having eaten an animal in 3 days.
It's been
a week.
3 weeks tomorrow for me.
Yes, sir, Gino. So, how are you feeling? What's your early take on that?
Man, it's decent, Joe. Like I don't. It's just crazy. So, have you watched the film, The Game Changer?
That's my homework assignment now.
Okay, yeah, you got to watch that, man. It's just don't turn into one of them guys that's now when you go around people and they eating food, don't be telling them, man, that's cancerous and that got this. Don't be that guy.
No, you can't. You know what, Gino? I had a moment in my head where I thought it was gonna be a little tough. I stumbled across this article, and it was an Andre 3000 interview. And I don't know how I got on celebrities that are vegan, but he ended up saying that he was a vegan for 15 years.
Oh, I could tell 3000. You can look at 3000 and tell he was under the act.
But he completely stopped, and he eats meat now.
Okay.
And it's because he said he felt like it made him a loner and it made him mean being a vegan.
Wow.
He said that when he looks back on it, he spent too much time eating salads by himself and trying to tell people what he didn't eat and have them cook it the right way and all of that stuff. He said it made him a mean person. I was like, well, damn, bruh. Like, we'll see how it goes. But I'm like, I didn't eat meat for a year. For like a year and some change. I went like
you didn't turn into
14
that
months.
guy.
I didn't turn into that guy.
But you understand where
because I spent a lot of time explaining to people I don't eat that, and people like feel like sad for you. Oh, you don't eat that? Why don't you try this? I'm like, I can't eat that. You know what I mean? I did spend a lot of time doing that.
Wow.
But at the same time, I feel like what what he brings into the equation is like a tour guide. And so as I'm trying to find the things that I like to eat, he's like try this. And
right.
That's a dope way to do it.
And that's how it is. I mean, it's just like anything. You can say like chicken, you like, man, that Harold's was terrible. But it's like that Harold's over there,
flame.
Fire. So
100%.
It's like the same thing. Like you said, I tried like a seitan chicken Philly huff.
Okay.
I tried that sausage, chorizo sausage, huff. I tried the La Cantina quesadilla chorizo, fire.
Flame.
I tried the Impossible Burger yesterday that Sepia made it for me on the grill, fire.
Yes, sir.
So it's like, it's the same thing. And then even that, it's like vegan. Okay, I don't need the vegan meal.
Maybe just
I can create my own. And rice. Yeah, exactly. Create your own. So it's like a stir fry. That's vegan.
That's the go-to.
Now it's depending on when you talk about vegan. So now you guys went on the shopping excursion.
Yes,
so
sir.
now you looking at the ingredients when you pick something up.
I haven't read this many ingredients.
Thank you.
The back of products ever.
You looking for milk, eggs.
Yep.
Whey.
Yeah, whey.
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 Yeah. Milk, eggs, whey. And that's pretty much it.
Yep.
And obviously meat.
Yep. And it's crazy because I couldn't eat the Hawaiian rolls.
Ain't that crazy? Now that you're looking at some of the stuff that you like, oh no, I'm good on this. It's like
there's eggs in that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So my refrigerator looks completely different. We did an overhaul of it.
Is Ja getting down with you?
Ja is like she's getting down, but at her own pace. But it's cool because she's trying out new stuff.
And like Sadiq said, that's really all you want. It's like, I'm not trying to change you. I'm just letting you know that there's an option.
Exactly, Joe. And she messes with cauliflower.
Man, I mess with cauliflower.
Yeah, bro. We went to this spot. Here I am again, terrible with names. Ja, if you're listening, drop it in the comments. But we got some Thai cauliflower.
Okay.
And it was off the chain, bro. Like the flavor was all there. People try to say that it takes the place of chicken, but no, I didn't even look at it like that. Like it's cauliflower.
Right.
You know, it
Yeah,
had
when
the
people
crunch.
say, man, this barbecue cauliflower tastes like barbecue. No, it doesn't. It
tastes
tastes like
cauliflower,
barbecue cauliflower.
100%.
But it's still fire.
Cool, yeah, when you
Right.
look at it like that, it's fine. So
Right.
I had vegetable kebabs, mushrooms, because I can do, even if I don't like the Impossible Burgers or the Beyond Meat, I love vegetables, I love rice.
And I'm not about to be eating a bunch of that Impossible stuff, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to try because Sadiq made the burgers at the plant-based African demo
At the
last
Sip and
Sunday.
Savor.
It was fire. So I'm
Yes,
like, okay,
sir.
let me try one of my own. And like you said, the key to it is just seasoning it like you would season your regular
a
burger.
regular burger.
Fire.
Yes,
I'm
sir,
talking about
Gino.
yesterday. Man, I made Sepia made 2 big old. I still got one at the crib, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll just put it in the oven and heat it up. I ain't gonna put it in the microwave.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, fire. So it's like, yeah, the conversion is real. I'm not about to turn into 3,000. Like, I'm not about to be trying to tell people, man, you shouldn't eat this. I don't eat that because it got this in it and that. I'm just doing me.
Yeah, Joe, because I feel like at 32 years into my life, I mean, it just is what it is.
You said Old Town.
Yeah,
Poorhouse?
Old Town Poorhouse. Yes, Old Town Poorhouse. Thai Brussels sprouts. I mean, they have Brussels sprouts, but cauliflower as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, Gino. But I think I'm gonna have Sadiq school me on the kale seasoning. I love kale, and he says one of the quickest meals is just seasoning up some kale real quick and throwing a couple of things with that. So I gotta have the quick recipes in my bag.
Y'all
You
talking
know? about
the chili from Can't Believe It's Not Meat is fire.
Yeah, that we had Can't Believe It's Not Me.
I was gonna get petty, but I'm gonna not be petty. 'Cause it don't have nothing
I
to do
almost
with me.
want you to say it now.
Somebody was like, man, now you want me to eat some non-meat from somebody who body fake? And I'm like, see, y'all be going to.
You see, as soon as I'm like,
Yeah, that was petty. But and that's my girl that I can't believe it's not me. She one of the family members. So whoever said that, whoever's comment that was extremely petty. Y'all need to go
Extremely
circulate
petty.
the dollar with her because she's getting it in, and I can't believe
the
it's not
BBLs
me.
are all the
fire.
craze this time. So, but yeah, like the vegan chili I can't believe it's not meat. It's a little sweet, but it has all the makers. The beans are great. The tomatoes, the sauce is good. I loved it. So you definitely found like I'm gonna be eating that a lot. So definitely. And if I want y'all to know, to everybody listening, if Josh says that the vegan option is fire,
Gotta take
it
her
is
word
fire.
for it.
Yeah, you gotta take her word for it because she's touching it with a 6-foot stick first. She's like, I taste it from over here. If she brings it close, it's worth it. So, and she's changed how I kind of, how I like food. Like I used to be the cat that had a bunch of toppings on his burger. She's real simple with it. And I've kind of like adopted her way of eating burgers and
I'm
things like to
very
keep it simple. You
I'm
get
ve-
all the flavor.
I'm very simple.
Shout
with
out
my
to
topic.
Josh. Keep it simple. I've learned.
Hey, man. Major League Baseball announced their All-Star Game 2021 rosters. The All-Star Game will be in Colorado next Tuesday, July 13th, I think it is. And the Cubs and White Sox will be represented in the All-Star Game, man. I will run down the lineups to you guys. For the American League, the elected starters are Salvador Perez at catcher from the Royals, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who's at first base for the Toronto Blue Jays, who led all Major League Baseball players in votes, the first rookie to do that.
And it's a new day.
Man, Marcus Semien at second base from the Toronto Blue Jays, Rafael Devers at third base from the Red Sox, Xander Bogaerts, shortstop from the Red Sox, Mike Trout, who's not playing because he's inactive due to injury. He would be the starting center fielder. Aaron Judge from the New York Yankees, the starting right fielder. Teoscar Hernandez from the Toronto Blue Jays in left field. And the designated hitter is the one and only Shohei Ohtani. Also, Shohei Ohtani has been selected as a pitcher.
I was expecting him to be the top vote getter.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's been a crazy season he's having.
Yeah, he's been killing.
And the first all time, he's an all-star as a hitter and as a pitcher.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What type of video game stuff is
He's
this?
been showing improving on both sides. And then we can get, that's a whole nother topic because I feel like there could be a lot of different Shohei Ohtanis in Major League Baseball given the opportunity. And we can go all the
I
way
like
back
that,
to
Gino.
Dave Winfield.
Minnesota Twins.
Dave Winfield could have played professional sports in all three.
Oh, yeah. I actually had a chance to shake his hand, Gino. This man's hands, bruh, like, completely disappeared. Half my arm. I'm like, gee, the hell? What power plant were you by when you and your mom that made you into this superhuman? Because his hands were just massive, bro.
Right.
Crazy.
So we'll get into that conversation another day. But I definitely feel like Shohei Ohtani has definitely opened some eyes. But I think if more people were given opportunity, they could do the same thing.
I think the worry is, of course, is injuries. It's getting burned out, from pitching, and then you don't get any off days. He's starting one day, then coming back, and then the lineup in the outfield.
Or when he pitches and he goes 6, then they take him out and send him to the outfield.
Yeah, he's staying in, bro. So,
hey, man, it's durability. I understand the sports now. It's 2021. These guys are, they're getting paid more than they ever did, and you want to have them around as long as possible. But I'm from the old school, man.
Hey, stay out there, bro.
Stay
Do
out
all
there,
you
bro.
can.
Man, Kyle Ripken played 18 years in a row.
Yeah, yes, sir. Non-stop.
So I don't want to hear
Not a day off.
I don't want to hear it.
Gino,
hold on.
Go ahead.
Let me the reserves for the American League. Mike Zunino, Tampa Bay Rays catcher. Jose Altuve, second base from the Astros. Bo Bichette, Toronto Blue Jays shortstop. Bo Bichette's dad, Dante Bichette. Don't forget Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s dad, Vladimir Guerrero. The great Vlad Guerrero, one of my all-time favorites. Carlos Correa, shortstop for the Astros. Matt Olson, first base for Oakland. Jose Ramirez, third base from the Indians. Jared Walsh, first base from the Angels. Michael Brantley from the Astros, outfielder. Joey Gallo from the Rangers. Adolis Garcia from the Rangers, outfield. Cedric Mullins, black guy, outfielder from the Orioles. J.D. Martinez, the DH from the Red Sox. And Nelson Cruz, the DH from the Minnesota Twins. Starting pitchers, Shane Bieber from the Indians. Garrett Cole from the Yankees. Nathan Eovaldi from the Red Sox. Kyle Gibson from the Rangers. Yusei Kikuchi from the Mariners. Kikuchi. Lance Lynn from the south side of things. Carlos Rodon from the south side of things. Relievers, Matt Barnes from the Red Sox. Aroldis Chapman, a.k.a. El Chapo from the Yankees. Liam Hendricks from the White Sox. Ryan Presley from the Astros. Gregory Soto from the Detroit Tigers. That is your American League All-Star team. And I was going to call them the Raptors. The Toronto Blue Jays are well represented. The Texas Rangers are well represented. Who else? The Yankees. But it's good to see Lance Lynn and Carlos Rodon and Liam Hendricks
very deserving
from the South Side. Man.
Very deserving too. As far as the South Side goes, the pitching staff has carried the team. You look at Rodon and Lynn, and is no doubt that those have been the two best arms on the staff, the most consistent arms from day one. So very cool to see. Not just yes, Carlos Rodon has had a great season, but you got to take a second to understand this cat. His career was up in the air.
Yeah.
And he's come in and pitched like one of the best pitchers in White Sox history, bro. Like over the last 10 years, and yes, you have Chris Sale and you got my boy Jose Quintana. But the way Carlos Rodon is slinging that mug, he's up there on that level. So shout out to Liam Hendricks. One of the craziest mugs I've seen on the mound when it comes to the emotions that they show. But then Lance Lynn, just one of the classic big dudes on the mound, just come and shut you down. So shout out to the White Sox All-Stars.
Chris said, "Yo, T, why the Sox have no position players?"
It's been a roller coaster of a season as far as position players go. Not to say that I'm worried about the offense, but I feel like it's been we've been asking them to do a lot because of the injuries. And I feel like they've done just enough to keep us afloat. If you look at their numbers, nobody on the White Sox offense is really having a super standout year. You got a lot of guys who are playing good, not terrible, but you don't really have that guy right now who's playing at an elite level.
Elite level, right?
And I feel like we have a couple of players that are capable, and eventually you want to see Tim get there. You want to see Jose get there, Yohan, as well. But right now, you're not worried about how they're playing because with Eloy out for all of the year, Luis out for most of the year, and then Madrigal being out. The White Sox offense have been, these guys have been asked to really do a lot. So you kind of give them a little bit more leeway than you usually do. But as far as, I'm kind of happy that these guys are going to get a week break.
Period.
So
think about it that way.
Yeah, like I'm not even pressed about, because, we'll see if Yohan gets in. I think if it's a position player that
are there any position players?
Yohan or Yasmani, they may be right on the cusp if somebody backs out or somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, a couple of guys said they may not
participate.
Yeah, I think it was from the National League.
Okay.
Too.
But yeah, Yasmani is right there for catchers. Yohan, if he finds a way to get in, nobody will be, feeling like he didn't deserve it. So the right guys got in. Like if Carlos Rodon and Lance Lynn didn't get in, I would have been salty. Yeah, would have been salty. So you look at what, because I guess we're starting the last week before the All-Star break, the last couple of series. And you look at what the White Sox are doing, man. I feel like Tony La Russa is in a good place. I feel like the defense is better than it was. The pitching is still carrying this team. And if they can find a way to bring a reliever in, maybe bring an infielder in, and then we get Eloy and Luis back, you get some major additions in the second half for your pennant runs. So
it's all about that pennant run, man.
I'm looking forward to the second half on the South Side.
For the National League, Buster Posey starts at the catching position.
How long has he been doing it?
Buster Posey was about to retire last year.
Yeah,
Buster Posey's come back and having a phenomenal season. He had a real good series against the Cubs when they were out in San Francisco.
Shout out to Buster. I gave him a lot of flack when he first came into the league. So I'm like, how could you? I can't trust nobody named Buster.
Buster.
But he's held it down.
He's definitely headed to the Hall. First base, Freddie Freeman from the Braves. Second base, Adam Frazier from the Pirates, who the White Sox could be looking forward to bringing to the South Side.
I'm thinking Trevor Stories, I'm thinking big.
SD wasn't feeling Trevor Story.
What?
I don't know why I didn't even get into it.
We got to talk, bro.
Third base, one of my favorite guys of all time, Nolan Arenado, St. Louis Cardinals.
Facts.
Shortstop, we already know who that is, Fernando Tatis Jr.
Man,
outfielders, Ronald Acuna
leading the league
Jr.
in home runs.
Crazy. Fernando is crazy. And he's leading the league in errors, too, but that's a different story.
I think, is he leading the stolen bases, too?
He's leading in like 5 different categories.
Yeah.
Outfielders, Ronald Acuna Jr. from the Braves, and the other 2 outfielders are from the Cincinnati Reds, who swept the Cubs this weekend. Our boy Nicky 2 times, Nick Castellanos, and Jesse Winker round out the all-star starters from the NL. The reserves, JT Real Muto from the Phillies, Ozzie Albies from the Braves, our boy Chris Bryant at third base from the Cubs, Brandon Crawford from the San Francisco Giants, another guy who's been a part.
Yeah.
And that's another conversation we can talk about as far as the Cubs are concerned. You see how the San Francisco Giants have kept their core together?
Period, for years. It's possible, G.
Jake Cronenworth, San Diego Padres at second base, another guy that the White Sox are looking maybe bringing to the South Side. Eduardo Escobar from the Arizona Diamondbacks at third. Max Muncy from the Dodgers at first. Trey Turner from the Nationals at short. Mookie Betts, outfielder from the Dodgers. Brian Reynolds from the Pirates. Kyle Schwarber, who's had probably one of the greatest months of baseball in the history of the game, who's on the shelf now for
that
hamstring injury. So
they say
he will
it's
not
serious.
be there. Yeah, he's on the 10-day IL just for now, but we'll see. Juan Soto, another Washington National, and Chris Taylor rounds out the outfield for the Dodgers. Starting pitchers, Corbin Burns from the Milwaukee Brewers, our boy Yu Darvish from the Padres, Jacob deGrom from the Mets, Kevin Gausman from the Giants, German Marquez from the Colorado Rockies, Trevor Rogers from the Miami Marlins, Zach Wheeler from the Phillies, and Brandon Woodruff from the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers have 2 starting pitchers.
The National League is stacked, bro.
A lot of those names, right?
Yeah, bro. National League, they got some real, like top players in history over there. You know what I mean?
The relievers.
Go
Josh
ahead.
Hader from the Brewers.
One all time.
Craig Kimbrell from the Cubs.
He's back.
Mark Melancon.
And it's like his 8th All-Star
this
appearance.
is number 8 for Craig.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's on his way to the Hall.
Yeah.
Mark Melancon from the Padres and Alex Reyes from the Cardinals. So that rounds out the National League. I'm kind of tight that they don't have my boy Poetry in Motion, Kyle Hendricks, in this
He's
All-Star
leading
game.
when he was up
He's leading the league in wins.
What?
Yesterday, had they won the game, which they should have won, y'all did my boy bogus. That would have been his 11th win of the season, and he would lead all pitchers in wins across Major League Baseball.
That's tough, G.
I'm really tight
That's
that
tough.
they didn't give my boy Kyle Hendricks a spot in this All-Star game.
And I heard his press conference yesterday, right? I heard, and they asked him about it and everything. Of course, he did he say that he would, the week off would be fine with him, whatever.
Kyle, man.
Yeah, but still,
I would be tight if he's tight.
That doesn't make any sense to me. But honestly, Gino, of course, and it's not really a knock on the Cubs, but you see Kyle Schwarber.
It is a knock on the Cubs.
And Yu Darvish.
It is a knock on the Cubs.
You think so?
It's a knock on ownership.
And if it is a knock, it's definitely on them. But see, I'm thinking maybe those two. I mean, and I think you would have been an all-star regardless.
You was just locking in.
Yeah, period. And honestly, looking like the best pitcher in Chicago.
Right.
So, but then Kyle Schwarber, maybe he needed a change of scenery. I mean, and yes, he had the power, but the talk with Kyle Schwarber was that, he probably needed to change the scenery somewhere else where he can spread his wings.
No doubt. I agree with you 100%. I'm not necessarily, and when I say that, I don't necessarily mean bringing Kyle Schwarber back and he would have had the same season he's having in Washington, or you saying with Yu Darvish.
The fact that you didn't get that out of him, you know what I mean?
And the fact that, hey, man, y'all should have done something with this team in 2018.
Period. That is the the fly on the wall. That was the Cubs' opportunity, I think, to keep the window open. The most interesting thing about Kyle Schwarber to me is that he's gotten better as an outfielder. I think he's leading the league in outfield assists.
Oh, he's always he was always at the top.
Yeah, bro. So shout out to the All-Stars. I of course Gino, I love the way Chris Bryant has done his thing this year.
And the same thing you talk about, it's like when you look at Carlos Rodon, it's the same thing with Craig Kimbrell and Chris Bryant, two guys who, Craig Kimbrell was beginning to find himself last year, but we know his track record speaks volumes. But we thought it might have been over. Chris Bryant, not over because he's a former MVP and Rookie of the Year, but he had a tough time. He's had a tough time
for a couple
lately.
years, yeah.
So to see him rebound and hearing all the criticism, and it was funny, somebody asked him, because the Cubs are on a 9-game losing streak. Last time I was at Wrigley, they were in first place after almost 2-week
of losing.
A 2-week road trip.
Yeah.
They're now in third place behind the Cincinnati Reds, who swept them yesterday. So,
nose diving, bro.
Yeah, and I know, having played the game at a pretty high level, and we know baseball is a game of failure. You succeed 3 out of 10 times and you're a Hall of Famer. So baseball is a game of failure, and it's a tough game, man. It's cruel. It dishes out a lot of pain.
Oh yeah.
But it's the same thing, man. You gotta. Them games are coming. It's 162 games in 184 days. So you can't let the game get the best of you. You got to come back to, like, they just lost 9. So you look at it on both ends of the spectrum. The Cubs lost 9 in a row. The Brewers won 10 in a row.
Yep.
So you're looking at two opposite ends of the spectrum
100%.
of how good it can be and how bad it can be. But at the same time, both teams are coming back today to do the same. My saying, coming right back in less than 24 to do it all over again. So the Cubs got the Phillies in town for 4 before, I forgot who else they got in town for 3 before the All-Star break. But I'll be at Wrigley Field tonight. Hopefully the brothers can get off the 9-game schneid, get back into the W column. They are 8.5 back from the Milwaukee Brewers. Game and a half back of the Cincinnati Reds. So it's going to be an uphill battle. But again, man, we talking about the All-Star game, and the Cubs do have Craig Kimbrell and Chris Bryant representing the north side in the game. So the All-Star game is always cool for me, man. I like I like the way Major League Baseball does their All-Star game. They bring out the bright lights. A lot of the guys, you can never take it for granted. I feel like the NBA All-Star game is kind of like, the guys that's going to make it every year.
Yeah.
It's those guys that's going to be
100%.
15-year All-Stars.
And maybe you get 1 or 2.
Yeah, Major League, it's not that.
No, yeah, Joe.
It's not that.
No, they flipped the whole squad on you.
It's not
Vlad
that.
Jr.
Vlad
is
Jr.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's a new era.
So you kind of got to take it. Chris Bryant was like, man, it never gets old.
And he's the older dude there now.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? I remember, what was it? Like 2014 or 15, his first year.
Remember 2016 or 17 when the Cubs had like 5 starters?
Yeah.
Addy,
they had
Javi, Chris Bryant, Rizzo, Willie.
Wilson, yeah. And who was in was it Chris Bryant in the
home run
derby
yep.
with his dad?
With his dad pitching, yeah.
Yeah, Joe. So yeah, these dudes are definitely like the OGs in the league now. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. So I'll be interested to see about the All-Star game. Man, we are past 1 o'clock.
5 minutes into the hour.
DJ, Phoenix and Milwaukee. The NBA Finals start tomorrow in Phoenix. No word of Giannis, but I do feel like Giannis will be out there, whether it's 60%, 75%. I'm sure he's not going to be 100%, but some Giannis is better than none. Knowing Giannis, seeing clips of him over the last 2 weeks and getting to see the guy that Giannis is, we know how much, he wants to win. We know how, NBA, making it to the NBA Finals is not a given, regardless of the talent level. Everything kind of has to be that perfect situation, even though it hasn't been a perfect situation for anyone in this tumultuous NBA year.
It's been injury riddled, yes.
But I'm taking Milwaukee in 6, man. I've been Milwaukee in 6 since who did they play in the first round? I don't even remember who that. I think I was Milwaukee. I think I said Milwaukee would sweep the Heat in the first round. But I've been Milwaukee'd out the whole time. I'm not gonna change it now just because Giannis has gone down. I like the way the Milwaukee Bucks play without Giannis. I feel like that's the way Drew Holiday needs to play. Regardless if Giannis is there or not, he has to be aggressive. Yeah. Drew Holiday has so many skills in his bag that it hurts. I bring out my Charles Barkley voice because, come on, man. It nourished me, man. When Drew Holiday isn't aggressive, man, because he has a skill set that most point guards don't have. He's able to finish with both hands at the rim. He can finish on top of the rim. He shoots the ball well. He defends at a high clip. He does a lot of things well on the court. So I think with Giannis, and Brook Lopez, I just don't understand why the Milwaukee Bucks don't play more of a down low game when they clearly have the advantage. Now, DeAndre Ayton ain't no punk, obviously, but if Giannis is there, he's going to have to choose. Which one is it going to be, Giannis or Brook Lopez? Obviously, I'm pretty sure it'll be Giannis. But then that leaves Brook Lopez, who dominated,
bro.
Who dominated
and played within his game, bro. Nothing was like, oh, this Brook. He's doing what he does.
I don't understand it. So if I'm Mike Budenholzer, my game plan is the same as it was these last 2 games. We implement Giannis into that. Don't start settling for jump shots. If your knee isn't going to be that, then that means less of you out on the wing.
Yeah.
So
yes,
I'm taking Milwaukee in 6. Obviously, I'm thinking Giannis is going to be there, but I'm taking Milwaukee in 6.
Y'all know how I'm coming. I mean, just straight to the point. The Phoenix Suns, honestly, they have been the best team in basketball since the bubble. You know what I mean? When they went into the bubble, didn't lose, came back the next season. Number 2 team in the West for most of the year, and now they're in the NBA Finals. I just don't think.
You think it's their time?
I think it's their time, man. I think that the Phoenix Suns are going to be NBA champions over the next 6 games. I'm going with the Suns.
Sadiq said Phoenix in 7.
That's
Chris
right.
Chris says Suns in 7. Kenneth Steele says Suns in 6.
Chris, we got to get right. We got some straightening to do after that Atlanta series. Man, if Trae Young didn't get nicked up, I think we're talking about the Hawks in the NBA Finals.
Well, if KD and Kyrie and James,
of course.
So,
but
great job by the Hawks. Let's not trip. Great job. And Cam Reddish.
Cam Reddish
looked really good.
Like, I seen a lot of people talk stuff about Cam. Man, this dude is a scorer. Like,
Cam Reddish.
And got all the confidence in the world. Came
That's
out
it.
shooting
The confidence.
the lights out.
That's the confidence. I like the confidence.
Speaking of the Hawks, I just got the notification. Nate McMillan agrees to a contract to become the permanent head coach of the Atlanta Hawks.
That should have been their number one.
Yeah.
That should have been number one on their list. I'm glad they went ahead
before the
and
finals started.
Nate
Yes. So shout out to Nate McMillan, who then came in and just he found his guys. Like, if Nate McMillan is coaching his team 5 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised. So
I think the Bucks does have the better team, but I just think that the Suns probably have taken it 7.
Thank you, DJ.
I just think that the Giannis injury is just too much, and the reason why they don't play like that when Giannis is there is because everybody know you put a wall up for him. So it's so packed in, and when he get the ball, he got to be spread out, or somebody will come in and attack it. So you got Brook Lopez shooting corner threes the whole game, and then as you can see, when he was not there, it allows him to be a big man, to like come in, and then you got somebody like Bobby Portis who can now shoot a better jumper, I think, than him, so it's better without him on the floor. So
that's crazy.
I don't think they can play that same brand of ball with him, and you may see Brook Lopez be missing again until he's not on the floor.
It's gonna be on Chris. And I like Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton is a killer.
Yeah, Chris Middleton is a killer.
But this is all on Mike Budenholzer, bro. You remember the Admiral and Tim Duncan?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Make it work, fam. Like, real talk.
And I think it's on Giannis too, because like Chris said, Giannis clogs the hole, but that's because he needs to have some post work. He needs to be able to get the ball on the block, take 2 dribbles, jump hook with the left, jump hook with the right, and not that BS fadeaway where he going to be fading away over a guy who's guarding him that's probably 6'7".
Yeah, I mean, they play style work if he's hitting in the corner, and then it worked, because Giannis, he has no jump shot. Like, we know he has no jump shot.
Right.
But he's a man that his athletic ability, he should be able to drop 30. I mean, and we look at players all the time. Shaq, he never had a jump shot.
Right.
And, you couldn't stop him from getting 30. But as you said, Shaq had moves, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, I know his move is ISO, spread out, go to the hole. But, hey, man, if that's where you make your max contract from, then this is the finals. I need you to do exactly what we paying you to make max
100%.
for right now.
And Giannis average, they played twice. I think Phoenix won both games. Drew Holiday didn't play because of COVID protocols one game. But Giannis averaged 40 and 10 in that series, which is, again, we can talk numbers, but numbers is that's only one part of the game. The eye test is always reigning supreme for me. So, man, I do agree with y'all that I think it's Phoenix's series to lose.
It's looking like they, like it should fall in their favor.
Yeah, but if Giannis can give Milwaukee a go,
he can be the best player.
He can be the best player on the floor, and it's up to him to will those guys to win. But Drew Holiday has to be aggressive. Brook Lopez cannot fade away to the 3. Brook Lopez, they got to implement the old Popovich, Tim Duncan, and David Robinson. And now I know the game is different. Let's not trip. I know the game is different. But when you had Sean Elliott and whoever else the shooters were back in when the Admiral and Timmy was winning those couple championships, they kicked the ball out. You work it down low. You put Brook Lopez down there, so if it comes off, you got the offensive boards, man. You got defenders. You got P.J. Tucker on one corner. You got Pat Connaughton coming off the bench. You got Brook Lopez who can knock it down. Who else? You got Chris Middleton who might top 3 shooter in the league.
Oh, yeah.
So it's up to Mike Budenholzer. Right now they should be implementing a couple more sets, knowing what worked for them best, because it's the same situation. Atlanta, they only had Clint Capella.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix only got DeAndre Ayton as far as height.
Yep.
So you got a clear advantage with 2 7-footers. You got to make that work to your advantage. So Mike Budenholzer has been on the clock for me all season, and now my eye is extremely on Mike Budenholzer coming down the stretch.
It's crazy on the finals. He's like, it's my job on the line. If I don't win it all, we'll see how it goes, Coach.
Hey, man, with that being said, we cannot get out of here without giving today's word of the day. And, hey, man, I got one for y'all, man. I had 2. I decided to go with this one Today's word of the day, clack.
I just like the sound of that one. Go.
Click, clack.
Clack, okay.
Clack, C-L-A-Q-U-E, clack. It's a noun. Its origin is French, and it's mid-19th century. A group of people hired to applaud or heckle a performer or public speaker. A group of sycophantic followers. Clack in a sentence. Some political leaders arrange to have clacks at their public speeches. A lot of high school movies present friend groups as clacks. This is crazy because a lot of people thought Rocky Fresh had a bunch of clacks at his opening show at Reggie's.
Gino, I feel like that right there, you probably gonna implement this one into your
I like clacks.
Into your bag. Clacks is, that's one I feel like we could use that one, bruh. Like, who are these clacks over here you got, fam?
Yeah, I feel like clacks coming off.
Different shapes and sizes.
Oh, man. Clacks, G. Clack. C-L-A-Q-U-E. Clack. It's a group of people hired to applaud or heckle a performer or public speaker.
Oh,
I felt like
sad.
a clack.
You
at the Chicago State men's basketball games because I was the biggest heckler of all time at Chicago State.
Make sure Gene is here to you a clack, Gino.
Hey man, with that being said,
that's interesting. My bad. Hired to heckle, you know what I mean, or hired to applaud. You know what I mean? It's the ego, man. There's some Donald Trump stuff right there.
Well, just another edition of On the Soil. Shout out to our boy DJ, a.k.a. Reese the Ruler, holding us down, doing all the dirty work behind the boards.
Yes, sir, brother.
For myself, for my player partner, T-Tom, for all the family members in the building. Shout out to y'all, everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
Yes, indeed.
The Gram.
Real family.
Periscope, whatever your social media vice of choice is to rock with the brothers. It's much appreciated. I will be in the building tonight. Diamond Talk coming to you live from Wrigley Field as we look to end a 9-game losing streak. The brothers welcome the Philadelphia Phillies in town, so we're looking to get off the schneid and get back into the W column. The White Sox are on the road where?
The White Sox are in Detroit.
In Detroit, yeah. They just took a couple L's the last couple games in Detroit, right?
You're right. So,
yeah,
it's Minnesota, excuse me.
Okay, they're in Minnesota coming off it was a 3-game series against the Tigers.
One of those
I think
AL
they
Central
lost
squads.
They lost 2 of the 3. So both teams are looking to right their wrongs and get back in the W column before All-Star break next week. So I'll be live from Diamond Talk from Wrigley Field tonight. So again,
back at it.
For myself, for DJ, for T. You know how we do, man. Show love, spread love, stay away from the haters. But most importantly, man, always keep it playing and continue to circulate the dollar with your people, man. I got the merch on deck. I will be putting it, I guess I'll wait until tomorrow. Today is an off day, so I got the new Gems merch, the official embroidered logo tee on deck for the cop. And y'all better cop because y'all know the Bigs merch, the Gems merch, it sells out quick. So I will put that on the website tonight and be available tomorrow morning for the people. So circulate the dollar with your people. But most importantly, always keep it playing, man. It's a lot of unplayed individuals running around, ramping out here. And y'all making the brothers look bad, man. So in the words of the late, great Chad Butler, the poet laureate, known to most of y'all as Pimp C.
The Pimp.
Hey, man.
Get off the boo-boo.
DJ, we out, man.
It's us.
My nights can be clear when I sit still, writing his will in his likeness, like him, cause I'm knowing he'll save me. He told me to spit and don't let the devil take the gifts that he gave me. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me. yo, my music is addictive to the user. I let the rush soothe them, they tune